The interrogation room was cold. It was sterile, almost clinical, with an air of foreboding that seemed to seep into the very walls. Emma Smith Raine sat stoically across from the detective, her face a mask of calm. She had been brought in for questioning, her demeanor unflinching. Her husband, Ernest Smith, was dead. The circumstances were suspicious, shrouded in mystery and doubt. The detective leaned in, his eyes narrowed, scrutinizing her every move. "Emma, did you have anything to do with Ernest's death?" he asked, his voice a low growl. Emma's response was chilling, almost rehearsed. "Is that what this is about?" she asked, her tone icy. "Because dead husbands seem to follow me," she added with a hint of a smile. Her words hung in the air, heavy and unsettling. They were a confession and a challenge, wrapped in one. The detective was taken aback, his composure momentarily shattered. He had expected denial, not this brazen admission. Emma's query sent a shiver down his spine. Who was this woman really? And how many husbands had she truly lost? The question lingered. The investigation was about to take a dark and twisted turn, one that no one could have anticipated. The humid Louisiana air hung heavy over the bayou, creating an almost suffocating atmosphere. The scent of decay was strong, mingling with the earthy aroma of the swamp. It was almost overpowering, a constant reminder of the cycle of life and death. The body of Ernest Smith lay sprawled on the porch of his modest home. His skin was clammy and his eyes were vacant, staring into the void. Detective Benoit surveyed the scene, his brow furrowed in deep concentration. He had seen many crime scenes, but this one felt different. There were no signs of forced entry, no obvious wounds on the body. Everything seemed eerily undisturbed. It was as if Ernest had simply collapsed and died, without any struggle or warning. The initial autopsy report was inconclusive, leaving more questions than answers. Ernest had been in good health, at least seemingly. Friends and family had seen no signs of illness. There was no trace of poison or drugs in his system, ruling out many potential causes. The cause of death was listed as undetermined. Benoit, however, wasn't convinced. He felt there was more to the story. His gut told him something was amiss, something that the evidence hadn't yet revealed. Ernest's death was just too sudden, too inexplicable. It defied all logical explanations. He decided to dig deeper into Ernest's past, hoping to uncover any hidden secrets or overlooked details. He needed to unravel the tangled threads of Ernest's life, to piece together the puzzle that was his mysterious end. That's when the truth began to surface, dark and shocking, revealing a side of Ernest that no one had ever known. Emma and Ernest had met in the chaotic aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. They were both struggling to rebuild their lives. They found solace in each other. Ernest, a kind and trusting man, was instantly smitten with Emma's charm. They married soon after, their relationship a beacon of hope amidst the wreckage. However, their newfound happiness was short-lived. Emma, it seemed, had a knack for attracting misfortune. She was constantly complaining about her financial woes. She pressured Ernest to take out a life insurance policy. He reluctantly agreed, wanting to ease her worries. Looking back, this decision would prove to be a fatal mistake. It painted a target on Ernest's back. It made him a pawn in Emma's deadly game. Section 4. Whispers of Poison, Unraveling the Truth Behind Ernest's Demise. As Detective Benoit delved into Emma's past, a pattern began to emerge. He meticulously combed through her history, uncovering details that painted a troubling picture. He uncovered whispers of previous relationships, each shrouded in mystery and suspicion. These relationships had all ended tragically, with each man meeting an untimely demise under peculiar circumstances. One by one, the men in Emma's life had met untimely ends, leaving a trail of sorrow and unanswered questions. The circumstances were eerily similar to Ernest's death, raising red flags for Benoit. Could this be a string of coincidences? Or was there a more sinister explanation lurking beneath the surface? Benoit pondered the possibilities, his mind racing with theories and suspicions. Benoit discovered that Emma had a peculiar interest in poisons, a fascination that went beyond mere curiosity. She had even researched their effects extensively online, delving into the minutiae of their lethal properties. The pieces of the puzzle were starting to fit, each clue leading Benoit closer to the truth. Benoit suspected that Emma had used her knowledge of poisons to kill Ernest, but suspicion alone wasn't enough. But he had no concrete evidence, no smoking gun to prove his theory. He needed a witness, someone who could corroborate his theory and provide the missing link. The case was far from over, and Benoit knew he was on the brink of a breakthrough. It was about to get much more complicated, with new revelations waiting just around the corner. Section 5. The Web Unravels, a 7-year pursuit of justice. The investigation dragged on for 7 long years. The case went cold. Then, just when it seemed like justice would never be served, a break came. A woman named Lucille contacted the police. She had been Emma's cellmate. She had crucial information to share. Lucille revealed that Emma had confessed to poisoning Ernest. She had bragged about her cunning. She believed she had gotten away with murder. Lucille's testimony was the missing piece of the puzzle. It gave Benoit the leverage he needed. He finally had enough to arrest Emma for the murder of Ernest Smith. But as he dug deeper, he uncovered an even more horrifying truth. Ernest was not Emma's only victim. Section 6. Echoes of the Past. James Raine's mysterious fate resurfaces. The investigation into Ernest's death unearthed a ghost from Emma's past. James Raine, her first husband. James's death, initially attributed to natural causes, was now under scrutiny. It seemed Emma's reign of terror began much earlier than anyone had suspected. James's family had always harbored doubts about his sudden demise. They welcomed the opportunity to finally get justice for their loved one. The authorities exhumed James's body. The results were shocking. Traces of the same poison found in Ernest's system were present in James's remains. The evidence was irrefutable. Emma had murdered not one, but 2 husbands. Her motive? Life insurance money. She was a black widow, spinning a web of deceit and death.